Today we will be doing an unboxing of the GeForce GTX 460 2-win or twin from EVGA. This is something I have received numerous requests to take a look at and to evaluate the performance of. So I'm going to be doing one of those things today, and I will be taking a look at it. I will not be evaluating the performance because I can tell you guys right now, before I've even opened the box, how it will perform. And I think the performance should be fairly evident based on the name of the product in this case. So what this is it is a custom PCB product from EVGA, who is, if you are to believe what it says on the side of their box, and I do, the #1 seller in the US of NVIDIA-based products, #1 in reliability and service of graphics cards, something something footnote, #1 performance leader in 3D Mark 11, and the #1 folding at home team in the world. Let's open this baby up and see what we get in terms of accessories. So the first thing we have is a graphics card user guide. The next thing we find is a driver CD with a sticker. So you can use the sticker, but throw away the driver CD. Download the latest drivers from NVIDIA.com. This is a sticker. It appears to be a bumper sticker. That's kind of sweet. Throw that in your car. Why not, right? All right, next we have a mini HDMI to HDMI cable, and that's a nice long cable, so you don't have to worry about any clearance issues when you're plugging in the full-size HDMI cable. We've got two dual 6-pin to single 8-pin PCIe power connectors, as well as a DVI to VGA adapter. The next thing we find is the 2-win or twin card itself, which has a custom cooler, custom PCB. This is just about as custom a card as you can hope to encounter. So let's open this up and let's talk about performance here for a little bit. So performance of the GeForce GTX 460 Twin. Well, the performance will be exactly the performance of two GTX 460s in SLI, or with pretty much within margin of error of such a solution, because this is a dual GPU graphics card. So on this fully custom PCB, you can see we have three 80mm fans, and those are all blowing into a fully custom heat pipe cooler. So you can see each of the GPUs has three heat pipes. So on this top one, you can see three heat pipes coming out this way, and this way. This middle one is actually only cooling heat, well, only carrying away heat that is brought to it from the heat pipes from the other GPUs, as well as blowing down onto the PCB to cool any other incidental components. And then here, the other GPU has three heat pipes coming out of it this way, so carrying heat away from those GTX 460 GPUs, or GF110s, I believe they are. All right, so this is not restrictive at all, so these fans are going to have full access to the airflow that they need to blow air onto the heat pipes and fins. Here, this is a really cool thing about this card. Because it is an SLI on a card, we actually have full support for 3 displays out in 3D Vision Surround. So one of these sets of displays is running off one of the cards. The other 2 displays are running off of the other card or chip or whatever you want to call it. So we have full support for technology that is typically only possible with NVIDIA SLI. So here we see a little bit of the overall design of the card. So you can see where the GPUs are situated. You can see this is 512 megs of RAM, so the other 512 megs is in all likelihood, and I'm just going to double check that before I go ahead and confirm it, yep, is on the other side of the PCB. Here is all of our power delivery circuitry, which is incidentally powered by the 2 8-pin PCIe connectors on the top of the card. Here's where the other GPU is, as well as the RAM around it, and the rest of the RAM is on the other side. You can see here that we are using a PCIe 16X interface to communicate with the computer, and up here we've actually got an SLI bridge finger. This doesn't work because of the limitations of the GF110 GPU itself. It is not capable of 4-way SLI. It is only capable of 2-way SLI, which we are already running because we're running SLI on a card. So we can't use this. That is just an error. Shouldn't be there. Okay, here we've got 2 8-pin PCIe power connectors, which I mentioned before. They are situated in their ideal locations on the top of the board because if you extended this board any longer, then it might not fit into some cases. We've got an EVGA logo up here at the top, which matches the color scheme of the rest of the card, which looks really sharp, I might add. And then other than that, let's move around to the back of the card and have a look at what's there. Not a whole lot. Okay, let's look at the bottom of the card. Not a whole lot. Nice brushed finish to the cooler though. It looks really, really sharp. And I just want to do a quick size comparison for you guys. I'm just going to run and grab GTX. Let's see. Let's get an EVGA GTX 580, and that's all I really have on me right now, I think. Oh no, hold on. I have here. I have a Radeon 6990. So why don't we compare the size really quickly to these other cards. So remember, the GTX 460, because it's such a good value GPU, as soon as you put it in SLI, it actually outperforms a GTX 580, even though the Twin is a less expensive solution than a GTX 580. Power consumption is also excellent on the GTX 460, so that's what makes this card such a compelling solution, and that's why EVGA went out of their way to produce a custom card just for GTX 460 SLI. So here's the length compared to the Radeon 6990. You can see it is a touch shorter, about a centimeter and a bit shorter, and requires the same number of PCIe 8-pin connectors, although I can guarantee you this dual GTX 460 card consumes far less power than the 6990. Thank you for checking out my unboxing of the EVGA GTX 460 Twin. Don't forget to subscribe to Linus Tech Tips for more unboxings, reviews, and other computer videos.